Okay, hi there out there. This is Richard Brower along with Chris Summers.
Hey.
We're going to be broadcasting the playoffs at the AMJ Campbell BC Mixed Curling Championship. The feature game that we have today is the 1 versus 2 qualifier. That's Sarah Daniels against Tom Buchy, kind of a young versus old game, Chris. We'll also be keeping an eye on the 2 C qualifiers in the 3 versus 4 game, where we've got Matt Tolley up against Cameron DeYoung.
Yep.
They're just about to get underway on Sheet B here in the opening end, so let's switch over there and take a look and see the action. So in the hack, it's the lead for Tom Buchy's team. This is Arissa Toffolo, somebody you know, Chris, from your days.
U18s, yeah. She's a wonderful U18 player. They are the BC champions this year. Her and Kyla Buchy, who won the U18s, and Tom and Dave were their coaches. So, and now they're trying a shot at a second provincial title this year.
Certainly, both these teams have got experience at winning provincial championships or being at provincial championships. Tom Buchy has been a player who is owned in some ways the East Kootenays and Playdowns, been qualifying in men's pretty well every year that I can remember. And he's been very successful in the BC Mixed. He's won it on 4 occasions. Dave has won it on 4 occasions with him.
Yeah.
And then another occasion with Eric Wilson, believe it or not, way back in 1994. And Sarah Daniels, you can't ignore what she's accomplished in recent years. Certainly this year, winning the BC Junior and then runner-up at the Canadian Junior.
Yeah, one of the most experienced junior curlers I think this province has put together. She's had an incredible run over the last 4 or 5 years. I think she's got 1 more year of junior eligibility left. Has put together this team for the mixed, and they seem to have been very successful qualifying in the A event.
Okay, so the game is on with a long center guard, and now John Cullen drawing around in behind. Maybe not an effective enough guard to really guard anything in the forefoot, but here we go after it, and this will be Arissa trying to take out the guard, or rather the rock in the rings.
Yeah, it looks like good weight, just soft weight. It's going to curl quite a bit here, so it doesn't look like she threw a lot of weight. It's maybe just through. Hopefully she clips it. It's hanging out there a little bit straight. Oop.
So I think that just helps Daniel's team with a little nudge over like that. I imagine we'll see Sarah draw around on top. So this is John Cullen with his second rock of the end.
And John he's the experienced curler on this team, brings an enormous wealth of curling knowledge to this team, and comedic knowledge as well, apparently.
Yes.
He likes to think he is comedic anyways.
John, of course, has played lead for many years with Dean Jonice, and that's a team that never did get to go to the Brier, but came awfully close on a number of occasions.
Just a little deep on that one. They've decided to go all in, and they're going to play into the house, and we're going to see a whole pile of rocks in play right from the get-go.
Not a situation I think Tom would want to be in, but his hand is kind of forced perhaps with that long center guard on the very first rock of the end. So this is Dave Toffolo throwing his first. Looks like he's trying to throw a downweight takeout. And I think this is going to hit the guard.
Yeah, it looks a little tight. Yeah, flip it off at least, open it up. Not necessarily a bad thing. If you're going to miss, that's not bad. That's a good way to miss.
So Sarah opting to split the rings, and this will be her second Sarah Loken.
Again, fairly conservative to start the game. Splitting the rings, you may want to consider putting up a guard. It is early in the end, but playing into the rings is never going to hurt you at this point. It is early in the game, so you don't want to get too aggressive to start with.
Okay, she made the shot called for. Now I imagine we'll see some sort of a hit and double of some sort, I would think, from Tom.
Yeah, it looks like he's calling a hit and roll. You can get 2, maybe even 3 going here.
I know from competing against Dave, he's certainly very capable of throwing up weight. He's an old-fashioned swing delivery thrower, so these kind of shots are right up his alley.
It looks a little tight. It looks like he's clunked it on the nose. And only got the 1, and he's kind of rolled up to the 8 foot. This is not the best place for this rock to be rolling to, unfortunately, for them.
Okay, Sarah Loken with her second shot.
Brushers are just watching it. It might be running a little bit outside, a little bit straight. You'd like to stick around if you can. Not clip the yellow or the red, which they kind of did. Got the rock out of play, but now there's a double going back, so this might work out quite well for Tom and his team.
So in the hack now is Kayla Buchy, Tom's daughter. And again, she was the BC Under-18 champion this year and bronze medalist at the Canadians.
It's quite the family affair. Their mothers have decided they don't want to play mixed with their husbands this year, so their daughters have taken on the role, and they've had a good run so far.
In talking to Tom, I think it was the daughters seemed to have more time to put into this. And certainly they've been competing a lot with their under-18 adventures this year. That's a good shot, so not quite a double, but it's making life maybe a little bit easier for Tom Buchy. And here's the first rock of the game for Braden Carpenter. Last time Braden played, he was playing skip on this team because Sarah had to bow out during the middle of the A qualifier game. And Braden found himself having to skip the remainder, but it was impressive in that team brought in a spare, Sandra Comedina, and still managed to play well and defeat Stephen Koff in the A qualifier.
Braden's an experienced curler as well. Multiple years as a junior provincial qualifier. Quite a talented young man, and I'm not surprised he stepped up and played quite well in that role when he needed to.
Probably great for that team that they won the A qualifier to give the team a few draws off and Sarah a chance to recover, and they didn't have to worry about bringing in more spares or anything like that. It's good to see that Sarah's out there, and hopefully she is fully recovered.
Yeah, it's a long season. It just tends to grind you down for any curler, and this is towards the end of the year, and injuries happen, and little nagging, niggly little injuries that come along and just drive you crazy, and it can be really frustrating.
Yes, I think anybody who's competed at any amount of time has had some sort of injury along the ways. Okay, so there we are cleaning house. Now there are no rocks in play, and Tom Buchy will go down to throw his first. He's not really interested in going around that corner guard. He's just going to draw into the open, I think, to
yeah, he's quite content, I think, getting out of this end with the blank. Letting Daniels get the blank, so a little bit of a misfortune on the last shot when they ran a little bit straight and a little bit wide and made the double on their own, unfortunately.
When we talk about Sarah having to deal with her injuries, Tom, when you see him off ice, it's a little bit surprising that he's walking around with a plastic boot on over his right ankle. Tom believes that he had a fractured ankle last summer, and it really didn't get looked at properly until February, I think he told me. So he's able to play, but he's telling me it's hurting.
Yeah, it's a grind. I mean, it's a lot of games to play, and they played twice today, I believe. So yeah, this will be his third game of the evening, and it's. I'm not surprised he's hobbling around a little bit out there, but he's a trooper. He'll keep playing. As long as they don't ask me to step on the ice, it's all good.
Well, last I looked, are you in the spare pool?
No. No, I got to play next weekend. I don't want to play this week, thanks.
Okay, you're going to hold on, Tom. I think he's going to draw it through. So now Sarah's got a chance to go a little offensive, and I'm sure, yes, we'll see her try and go around that corner guard.
Yeah, that guard's high enough, though. I don't think it's going to be really hard to bury it and not be able to have someone take a poke at it with a nice quiet weight hit. But they're going to have a go and see if they can get around that. Probably just top 12. Actually, you might want to go like just in front of the tee line so you can't draw around both.
She looks like she's got lots of room on this so far.
Yeah, and they're not really sweeping that hard, so the weight's probably close. They're trying to get it to curl a little bit here.
John Cullen trying to work that and make it curl over, but it's going to be wide open for Tom, I think.
Yeah, I noticed that this afternoon. It was hard for teams to kind of bury behind high guards in the corner. They were, even if you left it a little sliver, you were going to be able to get to it. So you almost have to overbury it to be able to protect that rock. So you have to take a little less ice to make that shot. And I think they'll figure that out as the game progresses. I was going to throw what looks like probably a control the normal weight hit. Try and stick around. They're not touching this. It isn't running a little straight. Oh, now they're trying to get it to curl up a bit. I think they got enough of it. We'll stick around.
Okay, so this will be Sarah Daniels' last rock of the first end, and obviously going to go for a blank. Again, we're at the AMJ Campbell BC Mixed Curling Championship. This is at the Vancouver Curling Club, and we are in the first end of play. The winner of this game will go on to tomorrow's final in the afternoon. The loser will drop down and play in the semifinal, and that will be against the winner of the game going on at the sheet next to us, sheet C, where we have Matt Tolley up against Cameron Dion. All right, mission accomplished, blank first end, and we will be back momentarily with the second end of play. Okay, we're back just to start the second end of play. Tom Buchy with blank will still be throwing first rocks. This is Arissa Toffolo. And the game going on sheet C beside us, they haven't quite completed their first end yet. There's one rock left to play. And we'll give you a score there as soon as we can.
It's a little bit messy out there, so we won't be able to really tell who's shot right now or what's going on. It looks like there's quite a few rocks in the house for the first end.
Okay, so center guard called by Tom Buchy, and I think this is a much better guard than we got in the first end.
Yeah, nice and tight to the rings. You can hide behind that one. Those high guards with this amount of curl on the ice, you just can't hide around them and not have someone to be able to get at them with quiet weight.
I'm not sure this is going to make it work.
I don't think so. I think he's... Oh, it's close. It's really close. Just nudged it over, though.
So you may be able to see on our big screen, Cameron DeYoung is just throwing his final rock at the first end in the 3 versus 4 game. Trying to play a takeout on some red rocks in the rings down at the far end there. Meanwhile, on our feature sheet here, this is an out turn from Marissa Toffolo trying to draw around that center guard.
Looks like he made a shot for 2.
Okay, well, I know I can tell from the reaction that Cameron DeYoung has scored in the first end. We're just not sure the exact number of points.
So it looks like John is drawing around the 2 guards at the front. Oh, it's a big end for Team De Jong. It's 4.
4-0 for Cameron DeYoung in the 3 versus 4 game. No wonder Matt Tolley is looking a little steamed at himself.
Yeah, there's no second chances in that game. If you lose that game, you are done.
You're done, yes.
Or at least in our feature game, the loser does go to the semifinal. The winner goes directly to the final.
Okay, so John Cullen has drawn around nicely around that center guard, maybe just a foot or so deep, or 2 feet deep of where he'd like to be.
Yeah, just back button by the looks of it. So Tom's called for a draw to the nose of it.
This is the first stone from Dave Toffolo.
There's lots of cries of no, so it's a little bit wide, and it might be a little bit hot by the looks of it as well.
All right, well, Sarah Loken can make a hit and roll inside here. The Buchy team's going to be in a bit of trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, stagger guards in the front. This could be a lot of trouble really early on, then we're going to have to be bailing out pretty quickly here. Again, they're not really laying a broom to this, so it looks like it's still a little straight, even though I think it's coming up a little bit. Not bad.
Oh, nice shot.
Really nice.
Nice shot. Okay, so I think Tom's trying to bail here. He's going to have Dave throw an up-weight shot.
Yeah, there's plenty of good options that could happen here. You run it straight back, or you clip on the outside and clear out both the guards.
Certainly, when I was at the BC Seniors this year, I was playing all the teams, and I felt Dave was one of the guys out there who could really throw up weight effectively. And I suspect the swing delivery is something that enables him to do that.
Yeah, I mean, with that, be able to use that momentum, bring that rock up the ice, and he's been doing it forever.
So it makes a good shot there. Just an interesting bit of trivia I found out about Dave reading the bioforms that the players put together when they qualify. The first guy to win the Brier for BC in 1948 was Frenchie Demour out of Trail. And Tom says on his bioform that that's his uncle.
Wow.
So he comes from a long
history of curlers.
Long history of curlers. Well, he's from the Kootenays, and in the early days, that's where the strength was in the province, because that's where the first curling rinks started going, with all the mining in the area, and Scottish mining engineers coming to the province brought the game with them.
So they tried to wrap this one around the corner and just clipped it and rolled on. It's not a bad shot. It's not probably what they were calling for.
However, they are lying 3 in the rings with hammer. And this will be Kayla Buchy throwing her first rock at the end. So she didn't make a double, but she got a good roll in behind and this shot rock. So Braden Carpenter with his first rock.
I think he's just paying the freeze to the corner of it. Is that the call?
I think maybe a little split is what they were trying to do.
Split off the front one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good shot. That's exactly what they called in.
Mm-hmm. So over in the 3 versus 4 game, that end is a little bit behind this one, but Cameron DeYoung has got two yellow rocks in the rings, and Matt Tolley's playing with 1 red out to the wings and trying to guard that, but he's going to have to deal with Cameron's rocks in the center. I'm sure we'll see Cameron playing hits as much as possible with a 4-0 lead early in the game.
Yeah, that's a team that's going to be clearing things up left, right, and center. They did that in their qualifier game today when they got a little bit of a lead. They kept it really, really clean and were making some great shots. So Team Tully has a lot of work ahead of them. It's still early. It's only after 1 end there, but so it looks like they're playing the double, I believe. Dead nose would probably do it. It's running a little straight down that center line. You might want to try the other way. We'll see. There it goes. Oh, good curl. It really good late. Nice shot.
All right.
Good shot by Mr. Carpenter.
So Tom Buchy facing 3, going out down to the other end to throw his first rock.
There is a potential triple there. It's not going to be easy. You got to hit it pretty flat and really hard. But Tom can throw that if he needs to.
So Tom's route to this game was not as easy as the Sarah Daniels team that ran off 3 straight wins. Tom started off with a win over Wes Craig, another one of the senior contingent in the field. And then he played and lost to Stephen Koff in the A semifinal. That dropped him down where he ended up beating Matt Tolley before then facing Wes Craig in the B semifinal, beat him twice.
Yeah.
Wins the sort of the senior award for the championship, I guess. And then ran up against Stephen Koff, who lost the A final in the B qualifier, and defeated him there this morning. And so he has had the afternoon off and is back again for this evening's game. So again, this is his first rock, trying to get out of trouble facing 3 without hammer. Oof.
Oh, almost. Just needed to curl up a hair more, I think, to make that shot. They are sitting second, but this could be trouble for Team Buchy.
Chris, the format for this is a little different than a lot of the other playouts that I played. For instance, men's is 12 teams.
12 teams now, yeah. It's still a triple knockout. This event's an 8-team triple knockout to a qualifier and a playoffs. So, and then the playoffs is a page system where the A and B qualifier have 2 shots to get to the final.
We still, in some categories, have a round robin, like the women play the round robin.
The U18s and juniors playing round robin still. I believe the seniors as well.
Seniors were playing round robin, and I'm of 2 minds of it. I kind of like when you're out of it, you're gone.
So do I. It's like I want to go enjoy my rest of my week. But
certainly 2 years ago when we were in a 10-team round robin at the senior men's, and we went into the last draw, and everybody knew who was in and who was out. We did 10-team round robin with only 3 teams reaching the playoffs, and that was a 1-year experiment that I think died. I know at the seniors level, it's maybe not as competitive or as hard-nosed as the men's and women's. I think a lot of teams maybe like the fact that they go and they know they're going to get to play a lot of games. Sometimes I'm of 2 minds. If I'm not in there, I'm wondering if I want it. Do I want to continue, or do I want to pack my bags and go home?
Yeah, and I think I think you're going to see that more and more. I think the senior, and I know with the junior and U18 events, it's all about development. So you want to get them games at that level and get them used to playing in that environment. So those will still remain as a round robin, but I can see it in other events going to this kind of format where it's a triple knockout. Oh dear.
So Tom Buchy just missing a double there, and it will be a draw for 3 for Sarah Daniels in the second end to jump ahead 3-0.
Sarah made a great shot to set this up. She plunked and drove Tom's rock through the port that was there and was sitting 3, and Tom had a shot for the double, and unfortunately it didn't quite work out. So we have 2 games going up with big scores early on in the game. Should be pretty easy. I think she just has to get more than halfway into the 12-foot for her 3.
If she wants to use it, she's got a little bit of backing there with that rock in the back 8-foot as well. I'm not sure if she's taking the right room to play that shot, but probably maybe not even really considering that.
No, I think she knows what she needs to throw. The ice is keen. They've had a chance to practice on it. She has thrown a draw earlier on. I think she should be pretty good with this. And 2 very good sweepers.
This one doesn't look like it's any trouble.
Nope, probably right on the pin. Nice throw, and that would be a 3.
Okay, so after 2 ends of play, Sarah Daniels is now up 3-0 over Tom Buchy. We'll be back with the third end in just a minute. Okay, we're back now. This is the start of the third end at the AMJ Campbell BC Mix Curling Championship. We're watching the game 1 versus 2 between Sarah Daniels from the Delta Thistle Club and Tom Buchy from Kimberley. Sarah just playing off a good three baller in the second end, and it's taking a 3-0 lead. Over on sheet C, where we have the 3 versus 4 game. The game are just a little bit behind us. Cameron Dion taking 4 in the first end. Matt Tolley is facing a big battle there. He's just sitting rolled out. And we'll try and see if we can take a peek over there on the situation on sheet C. So there you can see playing Yellow Rocks, it's Cameron Dion, and he's going down to throw his final rock of the second end. Looks like yellowish shot rock, but
at least 1 and possibly 2 by the looks of it.
So the question for Cameron is, how does he get rid of that effectively, or what does he decide to do? Maybe he'll just draw away and lie 2 or 3 and force Matt to take 1 that way.
So it looks like they're playing a draw the open side, correct?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. Sit there 2 and force them to make a shot.
Okay, so just down at the far end of sheet C there, you can see Cameron DeYoung just moving to throw his rock.
And they're really sweeping hard to try and get that one to the full 8, I believe. Second shot or first shot. So
okay, so Matt Tolley's going to have a hit to force to take 1. Let's see if we can, Chris. Let's see if we can take a quick peek at what's happening over on sheet B.
So we're on sheet B. It looks like Team Daniels is setting one with a rock guarding out of the top fall. And they're going to be throwing a guard here.
This is the old 5 rock rule coming into effect. You got a big lead, and you don't have hammer, and you're going to throw the 5th rock, and you'd love to go out and peel that guard, but you can't. So
it's made it much more effective for teams to be able to, especially with hammer, generate multiples now with the 5 rock rule. You can't start peeling it right away.
So here comes that Tolly shot, final rock. We'll take a peek at that.
Oh no, it's going to roll out.
So the question now is, are they lying 1 or 2? Boy, that's a big blow to give up a 4-ender and then a steal in the next end.
Especially if it's more than one.
Yeah.
I think they're maybe calling a timeout to do a measure here. Yeah, they are going to do a measure. So we'll come back to that and see what's going on after we get the measure. Go back to our feature game.
Dave Toffler on
Dave's
shot.
throwing it, that's right. Dave's throwing a little bit up weight. Trying to clear those 2 off the front. It is tracking straight. That's a 1 and it's going to roll out.
Okay, so Sarah can now go after either of those rocks. The one in the ring is what she's going to take out. And this will be Sarah Loken. So we're doing a measurement. Let's take a peek over there, Chris, see what's happening with the measurement.
Here, looking closely at this, we're going to see where we're at here. So they're going to take another swing around just to make sure.
Circuitous route, that one.
And has to direct traffic because they like to stand and make sure they actually can see everything.
Nothing like ruining a measurement by hitting somebody's foot.
Yes.
Shot.
So,
Yeah, keep
so
going.
1 yellow, keep going, don't stop.
Maybe not.
Not that one.
That's off the rock.
So, it's definitely not it.
Okay.
And that's pretty much off.
That's a VCC club member, Gary Lubin, doing the measurement.
So
And
1 yellow.
1 yellow. So after 2 wins, Sarah Daniels, or not Sarah Daniels, pardon me, Cameron DeYoung has jumped ahead to a 5-0 lead. A 3 versus 4 game against Matt Tolley from Penticton. So back now to our feature game on sheet B. This is Braden Carpenter throwing for Sarah Daniels.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, this is exactly what Sarah wants, nice and clean. It's a little soft, but it looks like they're going to make the shot. I think they were trying to roll behind. I'm not so sure if you don't want to roll wide on that one, but the way it works. First things first, hit the rock.
This is Kayla Buchy's rock on the wing.
It looks like no roll, just right on the nose, unfortunately.
It's getting far enough up there now, too, Chris. Even if they do make a roll,
They
the
can go right around, yeah, make the double, right?
double hit
Yeah.
is, or you're right, either team, one will go around or one will try the double.
So this looks close. It's going to curl up a hair more. It's probably going to overroll a little bit, unfortunately. Tom's going to just hook around his yellow. Try and draw it to the forefoot there.
So as you're listening to this game, you may notice you're hearing noise from probably more than the 2 sheets we have going in the BC Mixed Championship. Going on concurrent to this event, we have a draw of the BCC Club Championship. And I'm trying to keep a keen eye on my team out there and see how they're doing, but Not too keen of eye.
I'm impressed with the team at Kilts, to be honest. I'm really admiring them out there, and I'm thinking I'm going to have to wear that next year and embarrass the girls I coach and show up in a kilt quite frequently.
Maybe we can get one of them to come in and do an interview with us after the game. We can't get a visual of that. We're not on that sheet.
And maybe we don't want to put into that just in case.
Do you want my comments?
And apparently we have other people that wish to add comments about the kilts here, and I think it's fantastic. I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great idea for a club this size that we can have 2 events at the same time and keep the club busy and get a few more spectators to watch this event, so it's fantastic.
Well, it's good for us because we keep the icing here in April, and it gives us the opportunity to host a provincial championship like this, but at the same time utilize some ice and not lose a lot of rental opportunities or revenue opportunities if we had to completely shut down. Because if we didn't run our club championship now, we'd have to run it another time.
Yeah. It's a fantastic idea, and I think it's a great idea. It serves the club and it serves Grub BC at the same time. So.
Okay, so Sarah Daniels trying an intern draw to freeze to the Tom Buchy rock in the back 4 there and find a way to maybe force Tom to 1, but this is looking like it's going to come up light and on the guards.
Yeah, it's an interesting decision. I don't know if I necessarily agree with the call to try and freeze up to it.
It's a disastrous decision now. Yeah. You should tap one into the rings and Tom's going to have a shot to I3.
I mean, you're up at this point. You maybe want to take a poke at it or peel that, make sure you peel that front one off. Right? Instead, now Tom makes the shot, rolls behind. Sarah could be in a lot of trouble.
So I can tell you in the other game right now, the 3 versus 4 game that we're watching is similar setup to last end. Matt Tully's got a corner guard up. Cameron DeYoung has got a couple of rocks around the 4-foot, and Matt is now trying to draw around the corner guard. And he's really going to have to go hard because a 5-0 lead is hard to come back on.
Yeah, at this level, that kind of lead early on, especially against a team as good as DeYoung, is going to be really tough to come back on. They're going to have to take a lot of chances and just get away on them quite easily, unfortunately.
Okay, so in the hack, this is Tom Buchy throwing his first rock of the 3rd end, an intern hit by 3.
There's a little disagreement on the call here. I hear a yay, whoa. And I think she was right. I think she told her dad not to call on that one, and good call. Actually need to curl up a little bit more.
So Chris, what do you think is more difficult, curling with your wife or your daughter?
I don't have a daughter, thank God. So you know what? I coach 15-year-old girls, and that's quite enough. I don't know. I don't think I can answer that safely and not get into trouble with somebody somewhere.
There's that old joke about wives and husbands should never play backhand together in mixed curling.
Yeah.
And I do know for some couples that is a good rule to follow.
There's several leagues that have that rule in place. I think it's probably very wise.
Actually, we have a league here, a Wednesday night point break league, where you curl as an individual and you get drawn your name out of the hat to play by position. And there are couples playing in that league, but they are not allowed to curl on the same team.
I think it's a fantastic rule for, domestic tranquility and peace in the league. So probably the best that we don't always allow that. And there are some great couples that make, are really good teammates, but I don't think I'd want to be one of those ones playing with the stubs. It looks like Sarah has, with Tom rolling as far as he did, Sarah has an out here. She plays a hit and roll, and it's behind her, or even plays a double, and could be sitting 1 here. And it would be in a real tough spot for Tom to get to. It's probably straight.
Yeah.
Got the roll.
That's a good shot.
That's a good shot, but I think you can get to that and poke it out if you just with quiet weight.
I mean, she could have gone tighter to the guard and maybe made the double there, but then if you whip the guard, you're looking at a draw for 4.
Yeah,
that's the way to miss that shot.
Yeah, make the shot, get rid of one, force Tom to make a good shot here.
So it looks like he's just going to try and throw back line weight by the call. I'm not sure where she's got the broom, if that's right for that or not.
Yeah, it seems to be running a little straight down that center line, so they're only giving themselves about a foot and a half of ice by the looks of it. So, but if you can hold it, get past that guard, you got to get to nose. So, but it's your shot for 3, and after giving up 3 in the second end, you need to be a little more aggressive in your shot. Better option is to run back on the shield, perhaps, but I think this is an easier shot. Hit the broom and throw the right way, as they say. I think he's overthrown this a little bit. It looks a little heavy. Right.
And it's calling it on.
Yeah.
It's going to get by. Oh, he's by. Is it going to hit the yellow one or not? Oh, it does, but
just enough.
It makes it.
Great shot.
So after Sarah springing things open with a 3-ball the last end, Tom comes right back with 3 more. So we'll be tied at 3 playing the 4th end, and we'll be back for that momentarily. Okay, we're back and just taking a peek now on sheet C. The rocks are down at the far end, but there are some rocks in play, and Matt Tully is trying to get something going here, to get a couple at least. He's got 1 red rock in the 4-foot, and he's calling his 3rd to make a corner freeze by the looks of it.
That's an interesting call. Corner freeze or hit and roll. I'm not quite sure what they're calling here. I was trying to go around. Now he's decided to go around the other corner, which. How do you generate your 2? You need a multiple score here. There's no question about that. So, how do you get your 2 here? So he's playing the freeze on the yellow. It's just inside. It's hard to tell on our camera, but it's just inside the 12-foot, just biting the 12-foot. On the right-hand side of the sheet.
Okay, maybe we'll come back to that game when we get down to the last couple of rocks. Let's switch over now to sheet B, where the score is tied at 3. So obviously, Chris, the strategy completely changes for both teams. You go from being down 3 and up 3 into a tie game. Sarah's got the hammer back. Let's see. She's elected to put up a corner guard on her first one.
Yeah, and that's typical of Sarah the way she plays. She likes playing up guard. She likes trying to generate her 2. I mean, it's in the 4th end, and they have hammer. It's probably in to actually try and get a score of 2. I think it's a good call. I think she does tend to play a little more aggressively than a lot of curlers her age. I think it's a great idea. You have the ability to do it. So. Playing a little quietly hit now. They got Buchy threw up the center guard, and they're going to play a little quietly hit here.
So this is John Cullen's 2nd rock. Looks like something around half weight or maybe a bit more. Ah, good shot.
Yeah, great shot. And well,
So maybe let's just take a quick peek again over on sheet C. I can tell you that Cameron DeYoung just made a takeout, and he appears to be lying at least 2, maybe 3.
I think 3. I think he's also lying 1 on the edge of the 8-foot, just probably by 12-foot right now with that rock.
So if Matt's going to get his deuce this end, it looks like it's going to have to be a skip's deuce, unless, unless he's. I don't think he's. I think you're right, Chris. I think they're lying 3 there.
Yeah, it looks like he's playing a hit and roll. I'm guessing he's trying to roll behind something. dead nose plays the double, but it's not going to generate. I think still might have a shot depending on where this goes and what happens on the last run. They got to hope for some misses here.
So Matt jiggled him around, but didn't make a double, and he's sitting wide open for Cameron to clear the rock out on his final shot, and that would again would force Matt, I would think, to draw for a single.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try. Cameron's going to try and throw a little hit and roll. Be lying 3 and.
Okay, so we got a rock on the way on sheet B. Let's take a peek over there, see what's going on. This is Dave Tofflow trying to draw into one sitting in the 4-foot.
Yeah, draw, just freeze or freeze tap. It's close. Maybe a bit lighter than we were hoping for. But on the good side, it's still in a really good spot.
Now this is a tricky shot. Sarah's calling a draw to the open side to line 2, but obviously doesn't want to set up a double. So you're trying to draw behind the tee line.
Yeah, and you don't hear that too often at all going to the back house. You want back 4, back 8, but in this circumstance, it's actually what you want. You do not want to set them up to the right, and you want to make it as tough as you can for them to hit and roll, and they're not going to be shot.
This is Sarah Loken's rock on the way. So maybe let's head over again to sheet C, where Matt Tolley is facing
2 by the looks of it.
2 by the looks of it, needs to draw the 8-foot to score. It would be a lonely one, though, against 5 points from the Sarah Daniels team, but he's got no choice at this point but to...
Yeah, he needs to get his 1, otherwise giving up another 2, this could be a very, very short game. So, he's drawing, just needs full 8. It looks close, so not really, you're just keeping it clean right now. And looks like they got their 1. Well, not quite. Team Tully gets their 1.
Okay, and let's switch over to the game we've just been watching. They just missed an in-off double. So that's Tom Buchy's team just clipped the red rock there and nudged it back a bit. So Sarah Loken left a rock up in the top 8 for them to make a double attempt.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. You want to
Or
put
not
that
Sarah
rock.
Loken. Yeah, Sarah Loken.
It was Sarah. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about, putting that rock back house, right? These shots would be back 4, back 8. To prevent that in-off, and didn't quite work out for them. Now Sarah's looks like she's calling.
This is Braden Carpenter wondering what kind of shot he wants to play. I think he wants to come down and talk to her about it.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily like Sarah was. That's probably the right call. Is freezing on the corner there, and if you're a little heavy, you might need to work around it. If you're a little light. The only problem with that is that there's enough wiggle room for Team Buchy to swing around and actually very one shot. So we'll see.
Saw Tom taking a look back there. He's looking upstairs to see what his time clock says.
Yeah, the time clocks are upstairs here. We don't know what the time is. They are timed. What is the time? 30 minutes?
I think so.
Yeah, 30 minutes to play. Thinking time for 8 ends. So there's no dawdling. You can take a few time, a little bit of time here and there to talk about a game. It's not like your typical club game. You got to be on top of things and be quick.
I know I've thrown my last rock in a game with 10 seconds left. It's sort of a bit oblivious to it maybe, but it is something time management you really have to watch because God knows who wants to lose a game at any other time.
Exactly. So it looks like they're playing a corner freeze on that front yellow, 8-foot. It's close. Like a bit light. It's actually pretty close. throw.
Oh, nice shot, Braden.
Yeah, that's a great throw. But this is where Tom, you knew he was going to draw around that. He's going to try. He's going to try and play that too. Yeah, also you might be able to drag it into that back one, so we'll see what he does.
Okay, so Dave Toffolo isn't throwing the rock, but he certainly wants to have some input on this decision.
Yeah, they discuss a lot of shots together, and it's good on them. They have a really good partnership. They've been curling together for a very long time. So
they've won 4 BC titles together in mixed, and been to the provincials a gazillion times together. I know Dave says he's been to the provincials 13 times, and maybe not every time with Tom Buchy, but I bet most of them.
Also, yeah.
Okay, so what have they settled on?
I think they're playing the draw around. They're trying to draw around that free corner of that back red one.
Great shot if you can make it.
Yeah, I mean, with the ice the way it is, I think you can make this shot. And Sarah T. Dennis would be in a real pickle if you can make this. There's a lot of talk. Oh, the weight's up. You got the green waggle from Dave. So
This looks like it's going to hit the red one.
I think now that he may be playing with plan B on this one a little bit. Not a bad result, given that that rock was a bit of a rocket that was going into the hacks. So I don't think that was the way he called. Hey Dennis, I saw your comment. Is this the final? No, this is the AB or the 1-2 page that we're featuring. The final will be tomorrow, I believe, at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
The semi-final will be tomorrow morning at 9.
So this is Sir Braden Carpenter with his rock on the way. Looking to draw into the forfeit there, I think.
Yeah, if he caps this in the top 4, it looks just a hair hot. It's close. Looking back 4. Uh-oh.
Okay. Tom's got a way out now.
Oh yeah, he's got a nice little wall to draw into, unfortunately. That's not the way you wanted to throw that. Your tolerance was light, obviously. You could have been top 4, top 8, been okay, but sliding it to there gives a perfect pocket for Tom to draw into.
I wonder if Chris, if he's able to freeze this right on top, we might be able to steal. If the rock would be covering the button with not much easy way to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's entirely possible. We don't have the perfect angle, unfortunately. We'll take a look at it in a second after the rock's strong so you can get a better view of it. But I think he can freeze right in there. I don't think there's enough room for another rock to be shot without taking this shortly. Yeah, well, you might be able to squeeze another one in there. We'll see. Here he goes with this one. Gotta get it there. Gotta get it around that red. It's close. Ooh. That's unfortunate.
So we've gone from a situation where Tom could either be forcing one or maybe even stealing to now Sarah looking at the possibility of multiple points. She wants to get rid of that yellow one, I think, Chris, but then she's got to worry about leaving the freeze.
Yeah, I think you want to hit and roll in front, right? That would be ideal. Roll just biting button. And then how does Tom get anything out of this, right? And she's, Sarah could possibly get 3 or 4.
If you wanted to be really brave, you could play the double there in line 4, but I don't know that would accomplish what you really need to do.
I think you need to roll and just sit on center. Half buried on the center line there.
playing the double here still leaves the opportunity for Tom to draw in there and take the end away. So weight seems to be a little bit up. And,
Ooh,
this is not good.
Ooh.
Unfortunate. She really hung that out there and it went real straight. And
what a turnaround on that shot, the last two.
Yeah.
So missed by the skips on their first rocks changes the whole complexion of this end. We've gone from Tom having a draw with backing to sit really well to Sarah making a mistake, and now Tom is sitting guarded on the edge of the floor. And it looks like maybe he's just going to try and throw a guard up high or tight to the rings perhaps to make Sarah Daniels' last rock draw a little more difficult.
Yeah, I think that's the call here. I mean, if you go too deep and put a top four, there's a chance you can double it out. So you put something like just maybe on the edge of the 8 foot by 8 foot. Really tough for Sarah. She's going to have to draw for one, which is ultimately, I think, the goal here for Tom. Stealing is great, but you don't want to give up focus. After where they were sitting beforehand, you got all that off the hook here, so.
More indecision. Gee, there's been a lot of chatter on the Buchy team this end.
Isn't there always a lot of chatter on the Buchy team? The chatter is he doesn't like his crutch, so he's asked for a different one. So.
All right, that's a new one on me.
I only have one, so when I throw with my crutch, it's always following around with me, so I know which one's which.
I know the feeling of leaving your crutch down at the end and having to come back.
Yes.
I don't know if I've ever taken anybody else's down, but mine is.
They look identical to me, so I'm a little confused what the difference is, but, you know, what do I know? I don't throw it that way, so.
Okay, so Tom is settled now, and here he comes.
Looking good. I mean, might be going a little deep with this. No, it's good.
Let's flip over to sheet C. There's a rock in the way that could look interesting. Again, Cameron DeYoung with yellow. And this is a Sarah Taylor Reese Hansen throwing.
Josh Harbath is sweeping the double out of that one. Made a good shot. I think, however, they're only sitting one.
I know, but I think that I still think they run that.
And the shot's always going to be play that hit off the yellow and tuck behind.
So Cameron DeYoung in this situation, playing the fourth end, they're up 5-1. He's got yellow rocks and hammer. Matt Tully is again in dangerous waters, I think. He's got 3 yellow rocks in the ring. That if things were to go a little haywire, another big end could be scored against him.
Yeah, you can't afford another big end. If that happens again, it's curtains. It'll be the end of that game for them very quickly. So, let's go back to sheet B in our feature game, and it looks like they're playing a run back, red. Right?
Well, this could be for 3, or maybe just 2.
I think it's just going to be for 2.
Just 2.
Yeah.
That's a brave decision. I'll put it down.
Yeah, I don't know how much weight. I don't think they're throwing enough weight. I think they're just playing a tap. They're not trying to. Uh-oh, it's all over the yellow.
Oh dear.
And
okay, something
yellow one.
Obviously misfired there. So the teams will come off the ice for a fourth end break.
Right. We'll catch the end of the game. We'll catch the end of the C. Our 3-4 page game real quick here. They're still a little bit behind, so we won't take an extended break. We will stick around and show this game real quick before we take our break.
Let's do it.
We're a talented crew. We have cameras everywhere. Not really good ones, but we have cameras everywhere. So, unfortunately, we will try and describe this to you as best as we can. It does look like so.
Like they just discovered that.
So this is Cameron going down for his first skip roll.
Yeah, I think he's playing the hit and roll and try to play a quiet rate hit and try and tuck behind there. There's enough room to do it.
I just think the joke in the paper about the two. I just think the picture up there instead of sitting on the game. So,
Oh, cool.
Why we thought we just got a little better. This is the world. And that's, we paid to get the grading, so you just need it back too. Oh, I see. Yeah, and then they can just keep it, because we're not gonna send it there, and so send it. No.
Rock's on its way. The line's looking close. They're not actually seeing this.
Thanks.
Now here they go. It's close. You got to get by this front red. It is really close, but this is looking good. Outstanding shot. Outstanding
Wow.
shot.
And you know, Chris, in the games I've been watching this week where Cameron has been playing, he has made a ton of good hit and rolls and a ton of good shots like that. I've seen him drag his team out of some bad situations.
Well, he did it again this afternoon when they for the C qualifier that they qualified for the playoffs, and he was throwing lights out. So looks like they're doing it again, and just put Team Tully in quite the jam here to figure out what they're going to do with the next shot.
Down 5-1, you've got to figure that if Matt's down, say 7-1 at the break.
That might be it. It depends.
Yeah. You might play 1 more and you see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm not so sure.
It's pretty little late.
They may decide they want to enjoy the rest of their evening before they drive back to the Okanagan. So we'll see what happens. But you got to take a little bit of a Hail Mary here and play a little tap back or draw right around. I think you got to play the tap. I know that's a lot of ice there. I'm not sure what he's calling here for this. Yeah, he's trying to go back button with this one, but there's Matt's last rock in the end here. I think he's playing the tap. He needs to get something in play here, so it's close. You're trying to get this over. Sorry about the camera angles. Not quite there. So Team De Jong is sitting 1, and there is a chance for a bundle here. There is a double
in the stupid
for 3. So he'll be throwing a lot of weight at the sucker. He'll be throwing a lot of weight to make this one go. It's a pretty flat but pretty easy double. It's not a big amount of distance between the two. And this could be for 3 in the game right here. Cameron De Jong throwing his last stone here in 4. Sitting 1. He's got a shot for 3. It's close. Here we go. It's really close. Great shot. Excellent shot for 3.
Wow. So after 4 ends, it's going to be Cameron De Jong leading 8-1 over Matt Tolley in the 3 versus 4 game. And over on Sheet B, we're just starting the 5th end with Tom Buchy surprisingly coming back and leading 4-3. Let's take a break and we'll play on Sheet B. Okay, we're back with the opening rock of N5. Buchy is elected to draw into the rings, not a surprise. He's up 1-0. Sarah Daniels asking her to John Cullen to throw an insurance guard.
I was like so on my toe when I jumped over the rock.
So Tom electing to put up a center guard and let's get a little bit of offense up, pedal down. Again, Tom is up 4-3 now after a 3-ender and 3 and a steal of 1 in the 4th end. This is his game, this is tough. Larissa and third, Caleb Buchy. Again, we're under 18 BC champions this year. Finished third at the Canadian level. They've taken over curling with fathers Tom and Dave after Tom and Dave used to curl mixed with their wives. And obviously it's worked for them. They're having a lot of success this week, winning the B qualifier. And in pretty good shape here in the 1 versus 2 game. So that's John Cullen's second rock. Just tapped it back a little, and Tom's going to go on the offense here. Again, this is the 5th rock situation.
Okay.
Where Tom
So,
can't really go
this is
over
for
and
take,
take out any guards.
Yeah.
Good setup.
Yeah,
Good
excellent
shot.
shot. That's 3 great rocks there. Thank you, Buchy.
So this is a situation that I guess maybe as a coach, particularly of younger curlers, you have to work with them on the mental side of the game. When you're up 3-0 and you give up 4 points to go down. It's hard in a situation like that, maybe for some younger curlers or even older ones to keep focused on the present and not worry about what's happening.
You gotta play 1 shot at a time. So. You gotta play it 1 shot at a time, and that's the way to go. It's like it's always, you gotta realize, okay, you're still down, but it's only 1 point. You've got 4 ends left to play. It's not really. You just gotta keep reminding yourself to take the next shot. Not worry so much about the outcome at that point yet. You just get some money for that, but you just can't get discouraged. I mean, it happens. It's growing. So
I think in the long run, the folks who do well as players and as teammates, you find out what your team's made of when you lose a bad game.
Exactly. I think the biggest thing for teams, especially young teams, is that how do you react when things aren't going your way? It turns out, I think the best teams, you see that now, they're the teams that really, when things are down and there's a struggle, they play that much better, right? They learn how to learn from that. The next game they come back, or even the next shot they come back and play that much better. So, I mean, most of these teams have that experience that I don't think being down and you got 4 after taking 3 is going to affect Team Daniels that much, but it's something that's valuable for a lot of junior curlers out there. It's okay, it happens. You're still in the game. Nice soft weight double there. By Team Daniels.
Well, no, I see this was.
So Buchy with a chance now to lie two. Still lots of guards and rocks in play though for Sarah to try and generate some offense.
First thing is first.
It looks like they're going to play just a straight hit, or I'm guessing hitting nose. Oh, yeah, is the plan there? Just sit there. A little straight. I think you worked it pretty well.
Well,
2 rocks behind cover now.
Sort of.
it's a situation you'd love to have if you had
Hammer, yeah.
Get that easy.
It's less than ideal when you don't, but at the same time, it's still not a bad situation for Team Buchy here.
This is an option play, I think, for Sarah. She could look at going around the red one, perhaps even a wide out turn around the red one to try to get the card in a situation where you're going to be shot blocked regardless of the other 2 rocks in the rings. This is a defensive call.
Yeah, and it's, the risk with this call is that you could only wind up doing that and just take the 1. And you really haven't necessarily improved your situation that much. Now you're reacting to the other team. And
So Tom,
Team Buchy hooks around the red rock there.
which is what
What
Tom's
you're going to do, right?
Yeah.
You're busy chasing this end down, right? And I don't know, I get it. It's a good defensive call sometimes to do that, but at the same time, it's starting to get a little bit later in the end, and you may want to start, pushing the game a little bit.
For me, the decision would be there. Okay, have I got a chance to go for 2, or am I going to be forced to 1 if I play this shot?
I think, and that was the thing. You playing that shot is going to force you to win, especially if this shot's made here.
So this is third Caleb Buchy's second walk of the end, maybe coming a little bit deep. Okay, so now Sarah's going to have an opportunity with Braden Carper sitting in the hack, ready to throw.
Yeah, you're going to be drawing right up to that one. Great try.
Line looks okay to us.
It does. I think it's close. They're just sweeping for weight. I still think they're really close at this. They just can't lose it.
Give it a go, Johnny.
Yeah. Nice shot. I think it is slowing down a little bit down the center line. And you're wondering if the sweepers are a little bit fooled on that one.
Is it shot or not?
I think it is. It looks like it, but I mean, our angle's unfortunately not truly overhead the ring, so.
Okay, again, Tom Buchy talking a lot as he's getting down here to throw his first rock. Seems a little bit of indecision on this team. But
I think he likes talking to Dave and being reassured by Dave. When he's talking to his daughters holding room in the house, I don't know if he's quite as reassured with the discussions there. So he comes down here and talks to Dave. And,
okay, here we are.
Yeah.
Calling it. Now this I don't like to do as a skip is calling it a short hack. We've already come down with the line load up.
Yeah, this is
interesting.
yeah, it's a tough call. I think he's called a tap now. I think Dave's convinced him that the tap might be a better shot. We'll see.
Oh, this is a hit.
Yeah, that's a lot of weight. I always call it a tap the way they're talking. So here it's close.
Alright, we got it.
Just
We
now.
got it. But he leaves Sarah with a chance to play an offensive shot against.
Yeah, it just gives her the same shot,
Yeah,
right?
maybe bring it a little bit closer and make Tom's next shot a little bit tougher.
The skips deuces on.
So you know when you just adjust. Yeah.
Just taking a peek over on sheet C, and looks like Matt Tolley's got a little bit of offense going with a couple of red rocks in behind the guards there. And on our feature sheet, here's the rock on route from Sarah Daniels.
Lots of room here. Got to get it to curl up a bit. I think you really want to get this one right to that back one now, even if it's just corner curls. You got to get it there. Wide open does you no good.
That's a good result.
That's a great result.
Yeah.
Right?
So I don't see Tom getting rid of that.
No, it'd be really tough. I mean, I can't see that any easy way for Tom to get rid of that rock. He may just try and freeze up on top of it, cut down the rings.
Okay, so Tom goes halfway down the sheet and now is coming back, or now turns around and falls out. Coming back to talk about it again. All right, so we're looking at a freeze now.
Yeah, it looks like that's what's called. I think you can actually be shot if you're lucky. The problem with that is I think it also sets up a deuce if you try and freeze to be shot. Freezing those might be a better call here.
If you tap that red one into the yellow one and split them up enough, then it certainly gets Sarah up for a double.
Yeah. Tricky shot. Placement is everything here.
So father and daughter on the brooms are going to give it a go now. Okay. That's a good shot.
That's a great shot. I don't think it's an easy way to score two now. Unless you can play all quiet way tap and roll to center. I think that's the best result you can possibly get to prevent ultimate score.
So again, taking a peek over on sheet C, let me just take a quick view of this, and we've got corner guard on the way. Matt Tolley trying to protect a couple of rocks in the rings down there. Can't see it completely yet, but you can see the rock, the long guard there. It's not quite over far enough.
No, you should be able to get to it the other way now with probably see half a rock out of that front one. So.
Okay, Sarah Daniels is in the hack over on sheet B and getting ready to throw her final rock. And that's the situation she's facing. Obviously has to move that yellow one, I think, to get shot rock.
I think that she's just thrown probably back line weight, just to tap it enough and sit and try and get her two. Cuts there. There you go, this one. Stay straight. It's really right at that center line. It's close, so there it goes. Moved it enough.
Wow, one for sure. Two.
Two, I think it's a two.
Well
That's a
done.
great shot.
Well done, Sarah. So, after going up 3-0, then down 4-3, the Daniels team has come back with a 2-ender in 5, and now takes a 5-4 lead, and we'll be back with the 6th end in a minute. Okay, we're back. We're just taking a quick peek over on sheet C again. This is Matt Tolley with his first of his 2 stones in the fifth end. Again, he's down 8-1. He's got a guard up there you can see, and he's trying to draw around that one and ignore the other one on the back 12. Matt trying to draw behind cover and hopefully get a couple and condense the lead to 5 points. Over on our feature game, center guard comes up from the Daniels team. They're up 1 without Hammer now. And Tom Buchy looks like he wants to go around.
Yeah, that's center guard isn't exactly where they wanted it. I think they were asking for that rock to be in that range. I'm not quite sure actually. No, it's probably exactly what they wanted. Sorry, my apologies. I got them messed up. Who had hammered on it? So Tom's gonna play it right around it. Nice shot.
Good shot from lead Aristotopoulos. So let's take a quick peek over on sheet C again. Cameron DeYoung in the hack. He's just got a little bit of that red rock peeking out that Matt Tolley gets through. Trying to play it down where he did and flip that rock. This is Alex Horvath trying to sweep it over. And Cameron is not going to do the job, just nudges it a little, so Tolley is going to have a chance to draw for 2. Get his first bigger end of the game under his belt. Makes this shot, he goes down 8-3.
Not sleeping that rock at all. Which is never a good sign when they start walking along the side of just kind of watching it, but it looks like it's not. It looks like it's in the ring, so that's 2.
Okay, the hand goes up. Matt Tolley draws for 2. Gets to live and play another end. He's down 8-3 after 5 ends. So they got the work cut out for them. So let's head over to sheet 5 where we're in a much closer contest. Or sheet B, pardon me. So this is Tom Buchy with a hand with this end. He's playing yellow rocks. Nice hit and roll in behind there.
Great job. Sarah, I believe that's through that rock.
Yes, it was, Sarah.
Excellent shot.
Okay, Dave Toppel.
Very quietly, a little hit, move him around a little bit, thank you.
Of course, this is a situation where if you were to clip that guard, 5 rock now would be in putting it back. Nice shot, though.
Great shot.
So Sarah now asking, Sarah Daniels asking for a guard from Sarah Loken.
Yes.
You know, Chris, we talk about the Buchy team being father and daughter and formerly husbands and wives. We had some interesting combinations out here too, because on Sarah Daniels' team, Sarah Loken, her boyfriend is Cody Tanaka, who's skipping another team, and her sister is on Cody's team as well. Can you imagine those two teams having to play each other and the dynamics involved and something like that? I was laughing about that with them last night. So I guess when it comes to curling, blood only goes so far.
We're such a small community at the competitive level that we all wind up knowing each other, and sometimes a little bit more than other times when we play against teams. So it is, when you're on the ice though, you're all up against each other and you're always trying to win, and you don't necessarily want to be your significant others, but at the same time, we don't want to lose to them.
No. I think about it in terms of me curling with my brother Derek for so many years. I don't have a ton playing against him because I really would.
Yeah, it would be tough. Good for me, I have no siblings or relatives that curl, so it's all great. It's just me. I don't have to worry about that. I just want to beat everybody.
Yeah. Okay, so Sarah Daniels again looking, she's got last rock, or rather not last rock, but she's got a couple of center guards and red rock near the pin, so she's going to try and guard again, and this is Braden Carpenter's shot.
Yeah, unfortunately, last shot for Buchy just flipped the guard and shoved over a little bit here.
Oh, they gotta go on this one.
Yeah, they're quite light. It's just over. It's not the shot call by any means. It's not in a horrible place, however.
So the question for Tom is maybe can he get at the red rock directly or not with that injury? If that guard's long enough, or
it is quite high, but it looks like to be a little bit overburied. So it wouldn't be easy to get to it.
Okay, so again here we got the situation with the fathers deciding to shot for the third K in the half.
That's happened quite a bit so far in this game, and I think it's kind of the team dynamic.
Yeah.
It's Dave and Tom really run the show, and everyone else is there to listen and learn. I know they coach their daughters at the U18 level and at the U18 Nationals, and I know Tom, for one, was not always enjoying not being in charge on the ice. So I'm sure it's a good experience for him now.
So the question's going to be what angle is that bottom red one coming in?
Missed it. Just hung out a little bit, unfortunately.
Okay, so Sarah's going to try and make a better guard on the intern side. This is Braden Carpenter.
Intern, you're trying to drive around here. It's a little bit out there, and it's a little bit hot, so you gotta be careful where this rock goes. You don't want to set up anything easy for Tom next rock. Just a little bit hot. Well, quite a bit hot actually.
Wow.
I think he was calling for a 3 and it turned into a back 8. Or 8, 9 actually.
All right, so Tom's electing to peel the second guard that was missed on the last shot.
That's probably the right call. I'll put things up.
Oh, we're going on this one.
There might be a run back here. They maybe run us straight back.
Whoa! Now that's a great shot by accident, I think.
Yeah, and I think Tom called it real quick. He knew it was tight, so he called the plan B on it and made the run back. And you know what? That's curling. Sometimes if you don't have a plan A is not going to work out. You see a plan B, call the plan B.
Well, Tom may be faced making that same shot again because if Sarah makes a good slash into that yellow one now, then she could be buried again behind the guard.
Yeah, you got to hit it pretty thin to slash and stick. If you hit it too thick, you're probably going to pop out the other side. So this will be a Not an easy shot by any means. You want to try and clear that shot rock out though, but you can.
This is Sarah Daniels with her first of 2 stones in the 6th end. Ooh, trying to get this to come over.
Actually, this might work out really
Oh,
well.
that's a great
for him.
shot.
Yeah, that was. I thought I just really needed to. So look at the tap. That's interesting. You could. He's got to play. He's got to play that, I guess, to try and have any chance to get a 2.
It's likely the higher percentage shot than the run-in. There's quite a distance between those 2 rocks, between the yellow guard and the one in the red top 4.
12.
Although I will say this, competing against Tom again, like Dave, I think he is one of the seniors that I compete against that can throw those upweight kind of run-in shots.
Yeah, he can. He's a good clean thrower for these kind of shots, but I think in this case you got better options here. They're calling for line. I'm kind of surprised.
It's by.
It looks
It's by
like
for
it's
sure.
good. They're trying to get the curl up. They got to push this rock far enough back.
Nice shot, Tom.
Great shot.
Nice shot.
A nice little pocket back there. So once you pick this clean.
Okay, so this is Sarah's final rock of the 6th end. Trying to pick that yellow one out. She can at least, she doesn't have to stick around, but she has
No,
to make
you
it
want
go
to
away.
you want to make this go away, right?
Force Tom to take one.
She's a little there. Gotta get it. Good shot.
Ooh, well done.
So, playing just a draw for his 1. Never a bad thing getting your 1 and 6. 2 ends to go.
No more. Head. Head.
Well, let's see if Tom has draw weight here. He's just biting 4 is probably enough. Scrubbing it that hard, so it's looking close. Hopefully it's not too heavy. It's got backing, but I don't think it's going to grow. No, it doesn't have the line for it. There it goes. Should be close. Just edges up at the end. That's a good shot.
Okay, so Tom makes his draw, and it's now tied 5 at 5 after 6 ends of play. We're going to go to sheet C for a second here. Matt Tolley trying to steal, again down 8-3. That's his red rock there in the top 8 foot. And Matt is throwing his first rock. Throwing a guard, I imagine, or maybe a tap.
Yeah, I would be thinking he might even try to throw a tap here, but still a lot of space to draw into if you don't put this in the right spot.
So a guard it is. Well, let's take a quick break and we'll come back with the 7th end action over on sheet B and see the last block or two on sheet C as well. Okay, so Cameron DeYoung in the hack over the far end area on sheet C. He's throwing his first skip rocks in this 6th end. Really, for Cameron now, it's just all about defense, I think.
Start a short little run. Line's looking close.
Calling him off. Oh, well done. Boy, he's made a ton of shots like that. Not only does he get the rock to go, but he's got it buried a little as well, which may or may not be good because Matt's now got the in-turn come around on that yellow.
Yeah, he's going to try and draw right up and sit, probably just lighting button. If that guard is high enough, you can, unless you bury it real well, you can still probably get to it.
So this is kind of do or die now for Matt Tolley. Make a shot here and score one, and to have any hope of staying alive. Down by 5, playing the 6th end without last rock.
Yeah, he's in a bit of a jam here, so he's got to make sure he's got to try and steal one here. He's gonna have to try and steal 2 the next couple ends. It's not going to be easy by any means. If he gets his one here.
Okay, the rock's on the way.
On the guard. Don't know, it's just by.
Whoa.
But it might be clipping that yellow or sailing right through. It is.
All right, I think we're going to see the gloves off now, aren't they?
Yeah, yellow's sitting 1, so they're going to draw for their 2, and I have a feeling this will be
At 10-3, that's got to put him away.
Yeah. He's already shaking hands.
Yeah.
He decided
So
they had enough.
doesn't need to see more points scored against him. So that's the end of the story for the Matt Tolley team from Penticton. They did well, got to the 3-4 game, but Cameron DeYoung now moves on to play the winner, or the loser rather, the feature game over on sheet B. And in this situation, we're in the 7th end, and the score is tied at 5 with Sarah Daniels with last rock. And Sarah's got a good situation set up here, Chris. Partial guard on 2 rocks in the forefoot, and she's throwing. Sarah Wilkins in the hack throwing another one. That if she can come around and make a good block that path off, she could be set up to score.
Yeah, I think she's just trying to freeze up to this by the looks of it.
You're right about those scores.
Yeah, I know, again.
We said we try and get one early. It was out early.
Yeah, you're by the guard. It's close. Ooh, just skinny down guard.
It's too heavy.
Might be a bit, but a little kiss here.
Oh, that's got heavy.
That's a great shot. It's in a good spot. All things considered. I believe they're calling the freeze in that pocket. Is that correct?
No, I thought it was a hit.
All right, I didn't see what he was gesturing at. So.
Yeah, Dave's throwing it down.
All right. All right. Nice. Trying to get it over there.
So the hit is made and loses the back one, but the angles I'm not so sure. Good for Buchy's team because Sarah's got 2 behind cover now.
Yeah, the angles are a little bit tough now. I mean, you might be able to kill off your yellow into that pocket. But she's going to draw us another one in there. So Sarah Logan's throwing her last stone. They're working this rock pretty hard. I think it might be just a bit light. It's not looking bad. It's now lines the thing. They're close. Freeze that one. It's like I'm looking for. Beautiful shot. All done.
Okay.
But now I think they're going to have to play the in off. A little bit of weight. Tom and Dave are busy discussing the shot again.
All right, game. Wow. Not many teams I've played on that you could have call a game this way. But with fathers and daughters, maybe obviously it works for them.
Yeah.
Not many guys would do this.
No. I think a lot of skips would tell their second to go pound sand at that point. What are you doing down here? So, they're calling a timeout.
They're first of two in this game, or two that they're allowed. Certainly, I think a good situation to call a timeout because this is a crucial shot.
Yeah, they're facing three behind the cover. It's a tough decision here. I honestly, what do? Do you peel off the guards? Do you play the in off? Try and go in that pocket there with a little bit of weight?
Maybe one off your own and
Yeah.
sit in the pocket and jiggle it a little.
Yeah.
Out-turn freeze maybe, but that's a very difficult shot.
I don't think that's an easy shot at all. I mean, you clip and freeze on that front red, you were giving up a punch.
Yeah.
Personally, at this point, you just giving up one is what you're looking for. Forcing Keith Daniels to their single would be ideal, but why do you do that?
Giving up two might even turn out to be pretty good.
Yeah, in their situation where they're at right now, giving up two is survivable. Giving up three is not. Then again, we have seen a 3 and a 3 scored in this game already, so 4 people.
Wow. Okay, there's Dave. Is he calling? Looked like he's trying to call a phrase over there, but maybe not. Or he didn't. Yeah.
Run back. They're going through the whole cycle of shots here. We'll wait and see which one they actually throw. And Tom's scratching at his ear, trying to figure out exactly what he wants to do.
Wow. I don't know, Chris. I'm kind of leaning towards the in-off on your own yellow there myself.
I think so too. Yeah, I think that's the easiest of all the options here, is to actually give yourself a chance to only give up one. But it's a lot.
It's one of those situations, though, where the game really could be on the line with what happens here.
Yeah, it's like the game, and you do not want to give up a big score. It's not with one in left to go after this one. So they are playing the run back,
Wow.
which, if you make it, it's a great shot. It can open it up. There are good things that could happen here.
Well, the one good thing about it, I think, Chris, is that they've got 4 rocks left. So if this was down to the last 1 or 2 rocks, then it would be a real crisis. They've got a little bit of time to be able to make up for the mistakes of the past or near this end.
Yeah, they got to make this shot. Even a good miss, and open things up isn't terrible. They have to make a good shot with it. A lot of pressure. There's a lot of weight coming out of this side. I know Kevin can throw this. They're hollering for sleeping. Just overcurled the hair and made things probably even worse, unfortunately.
You could miss that on the high side, not on the low side.
Yeah, that's the wrong way to miss it.
Even if she hit that on her own yellows and then maybe dribbled one back into the forefoot or something, but and clear
You
the
had to
guard.
clear that guard. You couldn't hit it that way, unfortunately. That was the only way that shot that could have got you into trouble. And it did. So now,
So that's John Cullen on the right and Braden Carpenter on the left. Braden's got to be the guy to throw next.
yeah, and I think they're thinking the in-off might be the shot to call. It's a good shot if you can make it sit there and sit 4.
Yeah, I think it.
Yeah, I like it. You don't have to throw a pile of weight on it. And it pushes that rock back a little bit to make any shot in-offs for them and for Team Buchy a little bit more difficult too. So you just don't want to hit the nose necessarily because that may wind up driving that yellow rock back into the back red. But I'd be throwing, quiet weight. You don't have to throw a missile at this and just try and roll into that pile there and make it, sit forward in a really difficult shot for Team Buchy.
The angles are such that I don't think that top yellow one is going to move to any great degree if you get the inside roll, but at least it might be away a little bit more. And if you're lying 4 in the pile there in the 4 foot.
Yeah, what are you going to do? They're going to have to play the in-off themselves, and they're playing into a pile of 4 rocks, and that's something I don't think I would ever want to look forward to.
With overlapping center guards.
Yeah. So, Braden Carpenter delivering his first rock, I believe.
Yes.
In his head. It's a 5-weight hit. They're calling for sweeping.
Sarah going hard.
Tight. He's really tight.
He's going to take his own, is he?
He flashed right through the port.
Wow.
I didn't think that was possible.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, he's right. He's going to have nightmares about that shot.
He underthrew it a little bit and turned it in, I guess. I'm not quite sure, but it wasn't heavy weight. It was just a forward weight throw, and I thought they called a little bit more weight. But that was unfortunate. You got no result there. So, and now you've given a chance for Team Buchy to get off the hook again.
I don't think there's too much to discuss about this.
There's one shot. There's only one call here.
Yeah.
There's no way to run a rock back in that pile. They're overlapped the wrong way. I mean, you want to open it up maybe, but yeah. So they're going to throw up weight.
Playing the intern so they get a bit of a flat roll perhaps off there.
Yep.
Might even catch the back of the red rock on the top 4.
Yeah, that would be great. You could actually possibly sit shot right here. So there's lots of good ways for you to hit this rock with this turn. There's a little good weight, I'm guessing. Firm weight. It's running a little straight. It's a little straight. It's close though. And an excellent result after that back one is the one that kind of kicked in.
So the question is, red's won for sure. I think yellow might be second shot. I'm not.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't really tell here from the angle.
The tough thing for Sarah Daniels is how do you get that yellow to go?
I don't know if you can, to be honest.
Yeah,
You might have, you might have to play 2 shots at this and try and open it up in the back. But you got 3 rocks to go here. Do you want to throw something to pop off that back red? I mean, if they're sitting 2, that changes this a little bit. It's a little bit hard to tell, to be honest.
So maybe what they're looking at is hitting in off that yellow and trying to jiggle one of their red rocks in the second shot. Jiggle that red one on the top 4 in for second.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they're looking at exactly.
Or maybe looking at rolling and jiggling that red a little bit over.
I wonder about the intern draw tap in this situation.
Yeah, they may be trying to set something up for that later. I think this rock, they got to play, I think they do have to play this yellow rock right now. Take it away from Team Buchy. Jiggle things around, give yourself a better shot with your lost. Alright, let's see, Braden throwing his second stone. We'll look at our result for the first one. One more weight.
Ooh, again looking inside though.
Yeah.
He's on the guard, isn't he?
It looks like it.
Oh.
That's unfortunate. Wow. That's 2 misses there. In a very tough situation. Now, going from potentially a huge end to potentially giving up a steal. And I don't know if he's just throwing it tight or if the rocks are overcurling on him. unfortunately missed both those shots the exact same way. He just tight end result.
So what I think we're going to see is a big weight-in turn across the face from Tom, and if the angles are there as I see them, maybe we could have all three rocks jiggling around, three red rocks jiggling around a little at least. Certainly the top red one should be able to bounce that one a fair ways, if not out of the rings.
Yeah, I think there's potential here to be sitting two by the end of this.
Tom's not throwing really big weight at this, though.
Well, it just looks like the 9.5, 10 second kind of weight, controllish weight.
Okay, so there we go. All three rocks jiggled a little bit. Red obviously still sitting one, maybe two.
I think red shot up in front, and then the yellow on the right of your screen there, I believe, on slightly left second shot. So I think red's sitting one, yellow's sitting second.
Boy, there's been a lot of time spent on the clock this end, Chris.
Yeah, too bad we can't see the clocks. I'm kind of curious. They're all looking up to make sure, hey, how much time do we have left?
Exactly.
Good front ends, always keeping track of the time. Right, reminding their back end to hurry up and make a decision.
I know in some teams I've played on, Chris, and maybe you do this with your kids, we make a point of assigning one person to be that person that watches the clock and tells the other when we need to get moving.
Yeah, we always do that. Every junior team I've ever coached, always to make sure your front end, it's usually the lead, sometimes the second, whoever it is, and sometimes it's both of them. Make sure you're watching the clock, you know how much time you have each end. It's 30 minutes is the time, the thinking time you have for an 8-minute game.
It's one of those things maybe you don't want to leave in the skip's hands because it's just one more thing for that skip to worry about. It's already got a lot on their minds.
Yeah, especially after how complicated this end's been. You don't really want to sit there and have to be looking at the time clock. Okay, I got to hurry up. That's something that they got to discuss. So I think the shot selection has been decided. Are they playing the draw tap? Try and tap that little yellow one out, slash it in a little bit, and try and sit right there. Which would be a great shot if you can make this. It's pretty thin tap across.
Wow.
But if you make this shot, you could be still setting your chance for a multi-score.
So this is Sarah Daniels' first rock. Tom Buchy has one more to come.
It's not curling, but it should break right about now. There it goes.
Looks like it's just going to be a little tap on it.
Interesting. So they're still sitting one.
Question is with two, so
I don't think it is. But I think this is the shot as you guys try and run this yellow, tap it back. The only catch is you cannot open up that back yellow, otherwise you get all kinds of trouble. So just a simple tap, I think tapping up to be shot. Playing for the steal now, or at least to prevent them from scoring more than one. I'm not sure, they could actually be sitting two, I'm not sure if that back red, back button on the left of the screen is second shot or not.
if Tom can top that or tap that yellow rock between the red and the yellow one there, he may be able to sit in a spot where it's very difficult for Sarah to get it to go anywhere.
Yeah, it might be impossible if you wedge it in there and be shot.
Very, very touchy on both line and weight to make that.
Just gotta be careful here. Yeah, now they're sweeping this one. It's close. It's a little tight for one. It's looking pretty good.
Oh no, great shot.
Perfect shot. Wedged it right in there.
Well, Chris, I can report to all those fans out there wanting to know my team did win their club championship. So I'm in the club championship final. Okay, now what happened there? What happened there?
So they tapped it in, and I believe yellow's sitting shot.
We've got an official timeout being asked for. It looks like it's somebody burning. I thought I saw Dave Toffolo signal the X.
I don't think so. I think they're just discussing what their options are here.
Well, they're kicking rocks around, something happened.
Oh, okay, maybe they nudged one.
Was it before or after the rocks came to stone?
I saw Buchy pull a rock over his side.
Well, I got to bring an official out there to figure this one out. So
It doesn't look like they're asking.
Official time. Let them figure it out.
Yeah, Gary Lubin is out there, the official. You can see his feet coming down towards that end, but it doesn't look like the players are needing to have a ruling. They're just trying to agree as to where
the rock position was. Maybe they nudged a rock. I didn't quite catch that. Unfortunately, our camera angles aren't ideal to see what happened. But,
and there's Sarah looking at the time clock.
Yeah, she's a little nervous. Are we still on timeout? So, this is interesting. Do you want to play that in turn around and tap it back?
No, it's not a timeout. I thought they called it official. That's what seconds.
So I think we've all sorted it out.
That official Henry Wong has gone out to try and sort things out, but he's back in, so I think we're ready to go. Looks to me, Chris, like I'm not 100% sure who shot there. Do you think it's yellow?
I think it's yellow. I think it's close. I think they're going to play a little chip and just nudge it back. So they're probably playing just like back 8-weight maybe with that ice they're calling. Try and chip and roll and get get shot. You know, maybe tap it back a little bit. I'm not. It's a tough shot.
Both line and weight very essential on this.
You're just cleaning. It looks close. They're not really trying to oversweep this.
John's trying to make it come over, but no, it's not going to.
Straight, yeah.
It's not going to. Okay, so the question is it yellow or is it red?
Decisions. I have a feeling they may have to measure this.
No, that's a Cedric.
Yeah.
That's why I said officials.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
They can't figure it out.
Okay.
Just to make it easier, why don't you measure it?
Alright, measurement called for.
It's always funny watching two teams staring at the rocks for like 2 minutes trying to figure out which one's shot. You have officials, have them measure it. There we go. So while they're measuring, we'll see the result here. Unfortunately, we can't zoom into the micrometers to tell you exactly who wins. Hopefully the official will actually point the rock in that's shot rock.
So that's Cedric Wing, who is one of the volunteer officials here this week doing the measure. Cedric many years ago was a member of the old club down the road, the old Vancouver Curling Club.
Yeah, the old barn.
The old barn,
With
boy.
the sand floor and the river underneath the premise. And
Having made ice in that old barn, I can tell you I still have some bad dreams about it.
I don't blame you. I threw rocks there a few times over the years, and there's reasons why I didn't like playing in that old barn. It was learn how to read ice. It was frightening to curl on it sometimes, but it was a fun old club. But this facility is amazing. It's a huge upgrade from what they used to have here. So.
Okay, so now here's the question. Do you want to be the team that scores or not? Do you want to be one down with hammer, or do you want to be one up without hammer?
Well, there's a whole pile of statistics out there right now.
Looks like Daniels has scored to me.
Yeah, it is. So Team Daniels scores are one.
All right, so we'll debate that point in a minute. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the final end action with Sarah Daniels up 6-5 over Tom Buchy in the 1 versus 2 playoff game. Okay, so here we are back again. Sarah Daniels up one, playing the 8th end, and she's going to play for offense. She's putting up the center guard, and again back to this debate, Chris. Which is your better situation, down one without, or up one, or down one with, or up one without?
Well, I think right now a lot of the talk at the top level, statistically, is saying it's actually better to be trying to steal. Trying to score 2, being down one without, or down one with, sorry, and you're statistically more likely to lose a game than you would be if you're down one with. Is that what I'm trying? You know what I'm trying to say? I know. Okay. Anyways, so they're saying actually it's better to try and steal into the not have hammers. So.
Now, so the shot there that Tom called was a tick on the guard, and this one's very, very much open for debate as to what you do. If he's trying to score 2, I guess he's trying to split them up. Certainly, I think if you were tied, my tendency would be to go down. But
yeah, it depends. I mean, I think I would probably take a little more weight on a tick shot. They just you know, going into the rings on this one, you know, even if you miss the tick, they're probably going to try and wrap her out. But they're going to go right around both those rocks now. They kind of have to. You got to get your point. You got to get your point.
So Arissa Toffolo with her second shot of the final end, or perhaps not the final end. Let's see what happens. Again, if you're just tuning in, the 3 versus 4 game has ended after 6 ends of play with Cameron Young defeating Matt Tolley 9-3. This is the Page Playoff 1 versus 2 game. Winner of this game advancing to the final tomorrow afternoon, and the loser will slot down into the semifinal tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. against Cameron Dion.
This is Sarah Loken's first rock, I believe.
First rock, trying to go around.
Trying to go around. They're trying to steal. Nothing close. Maybe just a hair hot. Needs to curl up a bit here. Probably don't want to be back 4.
All right, here's the key shot. You missed this one, and the scenario's pretty tough.
Yeah, they took no time at all to make this decision, so I'm guessing time might be a bit of a factor here. They were very quick on this decision.
This one seems to be hanging out a little.
Yeah, it should finish up here. It looks like there it goes, yeah.
Good shot.
Yeah, nice weight. I think you wanted to roll a little bit more off to the wings there, but shot was made.
So with a setup like this, the teams are trying to jockey to see who can get into good shape behind all those guards in front of the rings. The only out could be there, you've got that yellow-red run back on the top post there where Tom may be able to bail out if something happens.
Yeah.
Or rather, or either team may be able to make a shot with those rocks there.
Tom's choosing to ignore that red stone and draw right in by the looks of it. I think that's might be the call right now.
Apparently not.
I think it's easier to draw than play the hit and roll, to be honest. So now he's going to play this, which is fine too. Play the little run back, clear that front red off.
I think he's going yellow and red.
Yeah. Clear the red off from the 12 foot. A little bit wide, it's got to curl up. So this is actually almost a decent plan B, not quite. However, that yellow shot rock actually went up not a bad spot. Or second shot, I believe.
Or second shot, yeah. So he's at least not left the other team lying to. He's got second shot.
It's in a good spot. Sarah's going around and...
This is Braden Carpenter with his first rock.
So I think time is a factor because they seem to be really rushing through this end a lot faster than I had expected.
I'll go and take a peek. No, I better not. Better not.
This is looking a little bit on the heavy side. This is looking a lot on the heavy side. This is looking like, unfortunately, second shot, but back house. Find a hit and roll.
This is Kayla Buchy with her first. She's going to stick around.
Looks like a little bit of roll, but
Ooh, I think Dad was a
maybe not.
little anxious on the sweeping call there.
Yeah. Yeah, they jumped that rock a little soon, and then they tried to get it to curl, and unfortunately didn't get enough to get the roll. So Sarah has a very good chance here to hit and roll. It would be great, strongest second rock. Hit and roll and be sitting top four. All kinds of trouble. It's running straight. Did he get nose or is he getting any kind of roll? Oh, he's got a nice little roll, beautiful
Nice shot. Okay, no decision now, is there?
Thomas decided he's going to rip that front guard off and maybe run into the pile. Right?
Yeah, there's really no option. Tom, I think his dream of scoring 2 and winning in the 8th end may have just died.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he's got to find a way to at least score one.
I mean, if Jinx doesn't walk by her and you say that statistically, it is better to try and steal without.
Yes.
However, oh dear.
Oh dear, that's right.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That yellow rock was in a really good spot for them to use, and now it is gone. So they're going to draw in.
One thing I wonder, Chris, is the intern there with any sort of weight to go through and through that hole and to maybe move something in the 4-foot around or not. It's tight.
Ooh, that's really tight. You'd have to throw it pretty heavy and just skinny them. I mean, I think you're going to have to try it now.
Yeah.
Depends where this rock goes. And even if you peel off one of the guards, it might give you an option for something in your last. But
Saw Tom earlier this week make a shot like that against Wes Gregg when it looked like Wes was set up to maybe even steal, and he made a good shot, just barely got between 2 guards and tipped Wes's out of the rings, and instead of giving up the steal, he scored 3.
oh, it's there. It's just you can see the angle a little bit now. It's this one's sliding a little deep. It's still pretty good.
All right, so which way is Tom going to go with this?
He's got time to decide
I
here.
think the guard's long enough that he can
Play a little tap back. So that's what he's called.
tap back, but he's not going to get shot, is he?
No, I don't think so. I think he's setting himself up for his next shot, which is interesting.
Well, if it does make the, he's got that yellow guard off the center line, then maybe he can still run in and do something with.
There's options
Oh,
there.
here we are. Okay, mind changing again as he goes down to the half
Yeah,
to the other end.
he sees
Wow.
He sees the hole.
he sees the hole, so he's going to try and run through that hole and clunk that right on the edge of button there. And
Okay, right
yeah,
out of
right
his
out of his
hands.
hands. There's a holler. They've got to get by that front one.
Oh, nice shot, Tom. Oh,
Outstanding.
good.
Outstanding shot.
Very
Well
good.
done.
All right, Sarah, over to you.
Well, I can only, you can try and make out. There's a no call.
There's a surprise.
Yeah, shock. So there's a couple options here. You might be able to get through that hole with yourself with quiet weight. You might be able to play a little slash on your red, chunk, tap it back.
Question
You
is,
half a rock, you might get that yellow right out. The problem is you miss it, you could give up the deuce.
question is how much weight can you get on that yellow rock by hitting your own red and make it move?
Yeah, it's tough.
Well, you know what? Maybe the best play here is to try and just choke off the shot to get second point and try and draw somewhere where. Well,
No, they're actually. I actually like this call. I think this is a good call. If you hit almost. You hit a good. You almost hit nose, or at least 2/3 of that rock just off nose. You push that yellow out far enough, and then you're going to sit there. It's going to make it tough for them to make a shot. You got to hit it hard enough that you can get that yellow off that line and push it out wide to be sitting 1-2 if you can. It's there. It's a tough call, but I think it's. Here we go.
Always the call.
It will finish.
It will finish. You gotta believe this is gonna curl. This is actually not looking bad.
Oh, well done.
All right, that's a great shot.
Well done. 2 good shots in
Yeah.
a row. So now Tom.
Calling the timeout to throw his
calling a
last one.
timeout.
You just
I suspect that may be related to what's left on the time clock as much as anything, because there's not a real big decision on what to make on this shot.
no, just give himself some time to make this.
Oh, interesting. I thought it looks like he's going to throw a little bit of weight at that. Maybe
Just soft
hack
weight.
or something
Yeah,
like that.
just soft weight. Get around it, hit the nose. Here's one. It can't be a lot of weight. You don't want to roll out on this one, or it's game over. And you know, we all enjoy an extra end if we can get one here.
This is where, as a skip, you really have to learn to control your mind and put the situation out of.
There's a reason why I should never ever skip. And shots like this might be the reason why I should never ever skip.
You're going to let your team down if you don't make it. You're either sort of a hero or a goat, but you really have to put that aside and just follow your regular routine and process and kind of stand back and watch yourself make it.
Yeah, take a deep breath. You know, it's all about the process. We always tell the kids, okay, don't worry about the outcome. You got to make the shot by following your process. So here's Tom throwing his last rock. He's hitting stick.
Oh, out of his hand.
Yeah, I don't think it's looking bad though.
Kayla's quite emphatic about it, huh?
It should curl up. I think he's okay. It's not. This is fine weight. You just can't. You gotta sit there and can't jam on the back.
All right, good series of shots there.
All right.
So
yeah, there we go.
we're in the 1-2 page playoff game, and after 8 ends, it's tied at 6. Some good ends of play in this game, and we'll be back for the extra end right after this. Kimberly will not have last rock. He'll be trying to steal in this end. There's Sarah Daniels and Tom Buchy tied at 6. We're just waiting for Tom to.
So they have 3 minutes actually. Yeah,
So
they got a
3
short
minutes.
break. They'll have 4 minutes and 30 seconds of thinking time and 1 timeout for the final hit.
And you talk about 1 timeout, Chris. I played in a situation like this in an extra end once at the BC Missions where a team we were playing against had a tricky shot to make on their last one, beat us, and asked for a timeout. Problem was that they already called one.
Ooh.
And I'll never forget Glenn Jackson running down the ice with not much time left, settling in the hack, throwing it with Corey Chester saying to him with 3 seconds left on the rock, throw it down. And to his ever-ending credit, Glenn made a great shot to beat us. But wow.
Yeah.
Your second time you throw it now.
You don't want to think about that. You want to get your routine down. You got someone yammering in your ear. So you got to throw the rock, got to throw the rock. But being able to do that is amazing.
Almost 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But there's no reason why you can't get this sand in with time to spare.
So again, we've got Arissa Toffolo sitting in the hack, Tom and Dave talking things out at the home end here. Okay, so Tom's going to head down now. I guess their big question is, how do they want to play this? I don't think there's too much question, though. You're probably
Playing to steal.
putting up a couple of center guards regardless of what happens there.
Yeah.
The question, I think, more is for the team Sarah Daniels with Hammer. Are you going to play a tick, or are you going to go around? Depends maybe where the guard end, the first guard ends up.
It's critical to get these guards in the right spot. So the first one, you probably want to go tight and go high with the second one, but either or. You don't want them grouped together too closely. It'd be a disaster going in, obviously.
I even think in this situation going too tight on the guard, then you give the other team the opportunity to.
Make an
They
easier
don't
tick.
have to just bump one of them into the rings, and then you can do it next time. Or if you leave your own out, you can peel it off on your second shot.
So here we go. First rock to the end. Looks like they're playing a high guard. They've got to get it over. They're really pounding this rock hard. Gotta get this over. Gotta get this over.
Okay, so
And-
maybe the team decided they were going to throw the
Oh,
long
yeah.
guard first.
And that's okay. It's great if you make it and you can wrap around it with your second guard.
Okay, so here we have John Cullen going. This is not going to be a tick by the looks of it. They're going radiant, especially with a long guard. I think that's.
I think it's a safe call. Play the tick for a really long guard at this point. It's a little bit tough. So make sure you go in top 8, top 4. Tom's probably going to call a second guard, a little bit tighter than the first one.
Nice shot, John.
He's going right in.
So this is going to be an interesting situation because if there is a center guard, it's going to be a very long one. So a lot of
Yeah.
tippy-tappy shots in the forefoot, maybe.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he's not throwing another guard a little bit tighter to the rings. He asked for the rock to be frozen to the shot rock. It's a little bit hot, not too bad, but it's just hanging out there. It's not really curling and finishing up. I wonder if she just give it a little push out. Good spot. However, I still don't agree with the call, but
So John Cullen being asked to make a hit and roll inside.
I don't think John's trying to hit all games, so this will be a new experience for him today.
Well, leads don't get to throw hits very often. do
I
they?
know, and I always cringe when someone asks me to throw a hit as a lead. But good throw. Nice shot.
Maybe rolled a little bit further than he wanted, but
It's still a good spot, usable rock. For Team Daniels, playing in the rings is exactly what you want right now.
so Dave Toffolo being asked to make an outturn freeze. If he does make a good one, though, even that red rock that came out the side from John Cullen,
Definitely usable.
usable to slash into the
You wonder if they just want to pull this a high guard anyways, just to solve that problem right there. I think I would probably do that.
You might.
Yeah,
You might also then give them the opportunity to make a
better guard.
better
That's
guard.
true, right? They're not shot with this. They're not even second or third shot. I think at this point I would definitely be peeling that guard. But
Well, there's some discussion back and forth there between Braden and Sarah on what to do.
and I think they called the peel.
It's looking
Yeah, it
good,
looks
right?
like they called the peel on the center guard.
We gotta go on this one.
Yeah, you gotta peel
Got
this
to
off.
go.
Shot.
Okay, good shot.
I think with the positioning of that rock being much like third shot, I think you had to peel that center guard off at that point.
Nice try, man.
Of course, I could be wrong. That would be the first time.
I think a lot of teams would have done the same.
So they're putting up again. They're putting up another guard. Try and make it just a hair tighter, I think, this time. And they're going to peel it off again.
So now it becomes a bit of a cat and mouse situation, I think, Chris. You keep peeling the center guards, and then, of course, what you're going to see maybe later on in the end is yellow onto red, and keep the yellow in front of it in the top 8 foot there. Who's going to blink first?
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. I mean, the yellow is in a good spot for Team Buchy in the rings there. They're going to keep playing guards for now. I think Team Daniels is going to keep peeling them. And we'll see where it winds up when they decide to actually play a little tap. But
I'm sure Tom would be very content to keep doing this and then leave that situation for his final rock.
Yeah. The problem is, it's going to be very tough for Team Daniels to do anything with that yellow rock. At best, you might be able to just kind of chip your little red behind it. So, play up another guard.
All right, well done. And again, here we go with peel. This will be Braden Carpenter throwing this time.
Yep, straight peel. I think they're going to have to keep playing this cat and mouse until I think they're going to wait till Tom blinks. We'll see what happens here. And peeled it off. No issues there. So now they're going to talk about whether they want to freeze up to it, which is a good call. Gives you opportunities, and if you're a little light, discard it. But I think the freeze is what they're calling for. And it gives you opportunities.
Okay, so Kayla Buchy with her last rock.
She wants less ice, got less ice. Freeze tap. It's just a hair hot. Maybe play a little bit of a tap here. Just got to curl up a little bit more. Great shot.
Oh, wow.
That's in a great location right now. I think Sarah's going to have to deal with this on hammer. Like, you got a third that can throw a lot of weight. It might be time just to open it up. You might be able to get them both going.
Well, the decision.
And the back one off too.
The decision here is: are you going to lose your back red one so that it's not in the way down the road, or?
I think I would try and play that way. I try and clip enough of that yellow, run that yellow back, and open it up. I think you can throw enough weight to get 3 rocks moving here. So
Sarah's looking at hitting the outside red one onto the yellow in the middle by the looks of it, and trying to clear things up that way.
yeah, that's a possibility too. I just think you're leaving yellow rocks in positions for them to be used. If you hit this right, just off nose, I think that front yellow, all the rocks should go, and their back red should go too. So
In-turn peel on the top one, maybe the
Yeah.
angle's right or not.
I think it is. I think it's worth a try. But I'm not sure whether they called that one or they called the angle raise off the red. I think that's what they're calling, is in off that red, try and punch that back yellow out.
Well, certainly that closer yellow rock is the one that's going to give them more problems in the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I still like hammering that front one, but then again, I like hitting things really hard. So,
Okay.
but I still think this is a good shot if he makes a shot.
Well, they're working it.
Yeah, unfortunately, it might be over curling a bit. This could be a bit of a problem.
Ooh.
Just caught enough of it to push it over. That could have been disastrous, but you know what? That still turns out to be a pretty decent shot. I think those rocks on the edge of the 12-foot are not going to be what's going to.
We would hope not, but the yellow rock in the 12-foot does outcount the red rock in the 12-foot, which okay, there we go, timeout.
There's a timeout for Team Buchy. They're going to have to figure this one out, and I'm sure Tom and Dave are going to spend the next 90 seconds ignoring everyone but each other and discussing the shot. Looks like
So this is going to be Tom's first block.
yes.
Situation like this, I think it's really got to come down to what does Tom like and feel that he can make. You can take input all you want from the rest of the team and certainly think it over, but you've got to throw something that you feel
I agree. I mean, it's what you like the most here. I mean, there's a bunch of different options here. I think tap's probably, or even a tap freeze. I'm not sure which one you want to call, but there's lots of options here. It's what you like the most. I don't know if playing the run's the right thing here. I think you want to play the tap. You want to keep that rock in the back 8 or so and have as a catcher for something later.
Room's going down looking like a run back to me.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting. I mean, that's what they're calling. I think in the situation now with no rocks in front, I think you want something catching something in the back here. I don't think you want to hammer it, but it looks like they're playing a short run. It's not the wrong call if you make it, and it's not the wrong call if it wins you the game. So
Depends where you leave your shooter too. And
yeah.
If you can line those two blocks up well. Tom's obviously of the opinion that he wants to be sitting shot rock after this side, which I would suggest might be the overriding factor in his decision as to what he wants to play.
I'm just telling you, most upstairs, the weight came off, that's why it jumped so hard.
Selling in the hack, throw his first rock.
Really moves the red rock out, but I don't think he's done the job that he really wanted, which was to get a yellow rock sitting in the 4-foot. All those rocks are now around the edge of the rings, and you would think that none of them could be a winner if Sarah gets a chance to go down and draw now.
No, and I think right now what you want to give yourself that last draw, that draw to the 4-foot, 8-foot, right? So she's suggesting a hit and roll. I'm almost tempted to hit that front red, front yellow, and roll open. So where are they going to go with it at that point?
I kind of like that, Chris. I know if I were throwing, I would want an open 4-foot area for sure.
Yeah, and I want both turns, right?
Yeah.
You know, right now, I think not hitting that front yellow and rolling off, I think you hit that front yellow and roll off. Where's Tom going to hide, right?
You go the ones to the side, Tom's got something to go around.
He's got something to go around. You don't want to leave him something to hide behind. So I think you really have to either hit that one or draw around it yourself, right?
Wow.
I don't know if I like this in off the corner. I think you either hit that front yellow and roll wide, roll it open, or draw around it yourself if you really want to draw. So this is the call that she's calling. Yeah, she called it. Okay, good.
I like the shot. The only thing I wonder about is it the right turn? For
Yeah,
me,
you worry about the jam on your own red there, right?
Well, I'm also wanting to clear my shooter off easily and roll it away easily, and so she's got to roll a fair ways across now to get it out of the way.
Yeah, but you know what? She may be able to roll into that mess on the edge of 12 here with this one and be sitting second shot or shot. So
Okay, John Cullen's giving it a good scrub. Okay, that's a good result. Tom, would he use that one or not?
I think he has to. I think he's got. Is he shot again? He might be shot right now. It's tough to tell from our angle. But I think he's got to kind of either go around it. No, it is shot rock, so he has to play it.
I would say you could try and go around that.
Yeah, I'd be almost tempted to go back 8 with this and tease him with it, right?
Yeah.
Right? So
Oh, again, we've got the crutches.
maybe he needs both of them to throw this time. He's going to bring them both down. He's going to slide with 2 crutches and throw a rock with his teeth.
Well, I don't know.
No, I think they know it's the last sense he's bringing them both back.
Okay.
But I don't think we're getting a blank this end, so I don't think we're playing into 10. I have seen that a couple of times, but
I've been in one of them. I played 12 ends once in a men's play down game.
oh dear. Yeah, those are the ones. Hey, is that the old school 12 ends or is that the more recent?
I'm not that old.
All right, he's playing the hit.
He's throwing some weight. He took a swing delivery at that.
Yeah, I think he wants to hit and try and stick there. He's working at this hard. He can't jam that back one. There we go.
Ooh.
That's unfortunate.
All right, so Sarah,
Straight draw.
Straight
Call a
draw.
timeout.
I don't know. Well, I guess is she second? No, she's not even second.
No, it's a straight draw.
Okay,
And
so
I mean,
the
even if she
timeout
was,
is just-
yeah, I think it's just set. Give her lots of time. to
Give
throw
me
this
lots of time.
So there's no question here. You have to. This is why you get paid the big bucks as a skip. You have to put it in the 8 foot and the 4 foot. You have to be able to hit 4 foot as a skip, but she's got the 8 foot to hit. And this is a makeable shot for her. So should we settle in, throw our last shot? Played the end really well. Gave herself this option, this final draw. Scrubbing this a little bit.
Not panic sweeping.
No, they don't look like they're really going at it, but you gotta watch this path a little bit. But I think they're good. Looks pretty close here.
Well done, Sarah.
Well done. There you go.
Room goes up, so there we have it. Make the final, as Vic would say, 7-6 in the next round. We'll be back momentarily. interesting back and forth game. Good for the Daniels team to come back like that and win. Kind of an unfortunate game over on Sheet C with 4-ender in the
Yeah,
fifth inning.
that's
Totally
unfortunate
really-
for them, and unfortunately for you guys watching, I don't think you may have caught because the mic may have been muted for some of that talk. But our apologies. But Sarah's all ready for a final game here. They're going to be playing at 2 o'clock. They're going to be playing the winner of Team Buchy versus Team De Jong. My apologies. I butchered his name. I don't know how many times so far today. They will be playing at 9 a.m. tomorrow. From what Sarah was saying, a same old game plan for them tomorrow afternoon when they play against the winner of that game at 2 o'clock. I'm not expecting any changes in the way they play, just trying to survive the day, survive all the aches and pains that they're sort of trying to go through after a very long season. And
Yes.
I'm expecting them to have an excellent game tomorrow. And I think the semifinal in the morning will be a very good game as well. So.
Okay, so once again, we will continue with our live streaming tomorrow. The first game will be the semifinal at 9 a.m. That'll be Cameron DeYoung against Tom Buchy. And then we'll be back on air again at 2 o'clock for the final. So from the Vancouver Curling Club, I'm Richard Brower. This is Chris Summers. Thanks for hanging in there with us. And
we'll try and do better tomorrow.
We'll see you again tomorrow.
Take care.